As spoken from Ted Kaczynski's Manifesto, Chapter 2.15, the root of our misery, mortified by the ever-expanding tentacles of techno-industrial hegemony,
Nah, I
can
can't
be
find
seen
out. It's just a lummox.
Huh?
It's just a lummox. I don't know what the model number is or anything.
I was doing that. I was doing the fucking intro. You just interrupted me.
Oh, shit.
What
Sorry.
did you think I was doing?
I went off and looked at the camera model, and then I didn't know you started.
That's funnier than the actual intro. That should be kept in. Just fucking wander in and tell me your camera model info. Keep that in. Fuck it. We'll ride.
Yeah, keep going.
I'll read my intro now.
Do it.
So I'll start again. As spoken from Ted Kaczynski's Manifesto, Chapter 2.15, the root of our misery, mortified by the ever-expanding tentacles of techno-industrial hegemony, can be seen plainly when we step through the portal gun and observe the world as Rickwood, a cesspool of unhappy drones worshipping their communicators and simulators as the Galactic Federation's bureaucrats enforce compliance with 1,000 regulations. We have been turned into nothing more than a group of me-seeks summoned into existence to fulfill meaningless tasks endlessly. The youth like Morty, stumble through an experiment that coerced into acceptance of digital pacifiers and dopamine chambers, trading autonomy for the illusion of convenience. We must recognize that no amount of interdimensional cable can distract us from this grim truth. Technology, once a tool of liberation, has morphed into a prison. Unless we dismantle the system, we remain little more than batteries in Rick's portal gun. Wubba lubba dub dub. That concludes the reading from Ted Kaczynski's Interdimensional Society and Its Future. Now, this is Red Thread though, and we'll be reading from Ted Kaczynski's slightly less popular and less culturally relevant Industrial Society and Its Future. I love imagining Ted Kaczynski as just a fucking, like, if he was born in the modern year, he'd just be some like guy ranting on YouTube about how Rick and Morty is actually so true and deep. He's like a r/I am very smart kind of individual.
You know, I think you nailed that guy. Yeah, and to use another reference from Reddit, born in the wrong generation. Yeah. You're so right. He would have been absolutely harmless if Rick and Morty existed.
Yeah, it would have been
just
his version
imagining
of
that he's Rick, and that's fine.
It would have been his version of like a digital pacifier that he speaks of.
Wait, hang on, Jackson. You got to unpack this more for me. Why? Because I agree, but I don't think that I fully understand why I agree. I think just the vibe is right. Also, I'll tell you, it's so on point, Jackson. You're so right. And I'll tell you this as well. So essentially, are we just thinking this manifesto is deep because it was written in the 60s or whatever? But really, it's just a Reddit post.
Yeah, man. I want to come in swinging, obviously, because it's Ted Kaczynski and he is that kind of pretentious, smartass kind of attitude, and also
a cultural icon at the same time.
Well, no, I was going to say, and also he killed a bunch of people, so I don't feel much pity or empathy for him. But at the same time, as we said in the last episode, he's said a lot of correct things as well in this manifesto, like stuff that I agree with or can see the point of. The person sending the letter was like asking for book recommendations basically, and what like he can, where he can get an original piece of Ted Kaczynski's work. And Ted replied basically saying, just look it up on Amazon. You can find my book there. And then he put like a link to it in the mail. Oh my
God.
And then he's also like,
okay, now I understand why you need to preface everything, because that man not prefacing the irony of that, you are not sure as a stranger to him whether he's aware of that or not.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to think maybe he doesn't believe in his ideas and he just really wanted to make a best-selling Amazon book, and this was his way of advertising it. Get enough notoriety, make the book, and start replying to everyone, like advertising it on Amazon.
Dude, if you think about it, it is really just a slightly more extreme Logan Paul stunt.
Slightly more extreme, yeah. YouTubers are taking notes right now. Publicity equals bombing people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude, as anyone with a hat backwards on the internet would say, it would do numbers, bro.
Luckily, I'm wearing my hat forwards this episode.
Are ya? Okay, all right. It's incredible to think that if your hat was backwards, you would think that that's a legitimately good point. The only thing is... the only thing is change his hat. It's incredible. It's so good. Okay, so today, because just to peek behind the wizard's curtain here, Jackson and I can't see each other during these recordings. So Jackson is in his fisherman retiree mode today. And then otherwise, when he has his hat backwards, he's Sid from Hey Arnold.
That's when I'm going sicko mode. You don't want to fuck with me then.
All right, well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
rational.
I can't see you. I always just imagine
retired.
you're sitting there naked, since you love filming yourself naked in videos and stuff.
Is that what you think?
Yeah,
fair enough. I've got to say,
chance.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a much higher chance than I would like to admit to that I would do that. And let's be honest, the only reason that I am in clothes at the moment is because I woke up in them. If I woke up naked, I'd probably just start recording. I wouldn't give a shit.
Well, yeah, maybe that might be a good publicity idea for Red Thread for the future, if you don't mind taking one for the teams.
Oh, totally. No issue with it whatsoever.
Awesome. There we go.
It's just a human body, man.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah. Are we going to do that? Are we going to do...
No, we're not going to do that.
Completely naked Red Thread.
He sounded excited, like genuinely excited about this concept.
Kind of, yeah.
Are we going to do that? I'm finally able to get naked on camera? Hell yeah.
It'd be great if it's one of those Red Thread episodes as well, where you get on like a huge YouTuber.
It's just... We don't comment on it in the episode at all either. Like, it's just like the final product, the final episode is me and the other guy fully clothed in our squares, and then you're just naked in the bottom square.
Oh, Jackson, come on. You know how to do numbers.
Oh, it would be
totally
great. Yeah.
do it. Oh, that's such a genius idea.
Let's do it.
I'm not even joking at this point. I honestly think that that's a very good idea.
Let us know if you think that's a good idea. All right, let's start. And that's just how these systems and technology works. Once you remove the system that humanity is dependent on, shit happens. Like you saw that in Rome, right? When the aqueducts failed.
How do you know about that?
What do you mean? I mean, I wasn't there, but reading.
Who told you about this, Jackson?
Is this a conspiracy that I didn't know about?
Too much. So the aqueducts broke down, and
well, I meant like, yeah, there wasn't much more to that. It's just like it's going to be much harder and much more damaging to then try to remove those systems. So it's better to do it now while the damage will be lessened.
Okay. And that's point number 3.
So for point number 4, and this is the final kind of central thesis, let's say, the central point of his thesis. Number 4, because of that, we therefore advocate a revolution against the industrial system.
How can he have more points than this? But go on. He's pretty much outlined it.
Yeah, this is just the outline. The rest is like an actual deconstruction and argument of his points. This revolution may or may not make use of violence, which is ironic considering he bombed a lot of people, so it already has.
It may.
He's doing that like fingers touch each other going ooh woo.
Yeah.
It may cause violence, guys.
Those would be the only guys that have ever been able to do that, and I reckon every actor would want to. Chris Hemsworth is sitting there just knowing that he's too dumb to do it, but wishes he could.
His version of monologues are fat jokes in Avengers movies, basically. I think the best, and this is very off topic, but I want to get it out there. I think the best actor, monologue actor, someone who does those kinds of monologues, is definitely Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, does he do that a lot, does he?
Yeah, I would say so. They're lengthy kind of dialogue scenes, for sure.
Okay, yeah, like I just don't know enough about the guy. It's just every single time people always say, "Oh, he is the greatest method actor in the world," and I say, in every film that I've ever seen him in, he's just playing Abraham Lincoln over and over again. It's always some guy with a beard that wears a hat.
If you boil it down to hat and beard, I guess there's a lot of Abraham Lincolns in the world. Yes.
The system has made it so that, as Jackson, you were saying before, I and you both don't really want to have kids at this point in our lives, just to be safe. I got my
certainly not with each other
frozen and my. Maybe you don't, Jackson, but I do.
We can mix our.
No, I'm sorry. This podcast is over. You've hurt my feelings.
No. I was lying. I was playing hard to get.
And then I got, and then my partner got her eggs frozen. And then we mash them together in the little omelette that's sitting there. And now we just have cryogenically frozen little Han Solos ready to defrost whenever we want. At any point. We could be like 90. In you go, pop in that old geriatrics womb. Jesus,
I'm fine with that
about
technology.
A geriatric birth. But that's already getting there. And on top of that, they're looking at the ovaries and they're saying at the embryos and they're saying this is the healthiest embryo. We'll germinate that one. So it's already there. And on top of that, if they come up to me and say, "Would you like us to fertilize the least healthiest embryo?" No. Why would I want that? Why would I deliberately want a sick child?
It is cruel. It's such a difficult concept for me to wrestle with. Like, the ethics and the morals around it. Continuing on with certain technological threads is a terrifying concept. Again, with AI, they're already discussing regulating AI, which is, since the genie is out of the bottle, I think that's a good thing because at least we can now put laws into place which mean that people can't deep fake pictures of me naked doing unspeakable things, for example, which is cool.
Yeah, nice that you started lacing that in just before the nude podcast, just so you've got an out.
Yeah,
just in case.
I'm already sowing the
seeds of doubt.
Yeah, it wasn't actually me. Jordan had access to a high intelligence AI framework that was able to generate me nude.
In primitive times, there would have been points of extreme stress that maybe the closest thing would be being a cop to being nowadays. I think being a cop would be pretty close. Long, long stretches of boredom punctured by unimaginable moments of horror. I reckon that's what... I honestly, don't you think that's probably a primitive man's life?
And a cop's life, yeah.
And a cop's life.
The same.
And I think that that is what the human nervous system is probably designed to do. Dying at 30 isn't a great problem. Constantly being hungry and scared of where your next meal is coming from isn't a great problem. Being part of weird tribes that you could very easily just reflect strange death cults like today, and then you just being born into that one, and that one's just fucked and violent for no reason.
Yeah, but Jordan, sometimes my Uber Eats food arrives slightly cold.
And that makes me nervous.
It makes me angry. Makes me angry enough to send off some bombs.
Oh, yeah. Deliverooing bombs. Christ.
Oh my God. No, the modern Unabomber.
Do Americans know what we're talking about when we say Deliveroo?
They know what Uber is. I chose the correct one.
You chose the correct one.
Uber
There's no way Deliveroo exists anywhere except Australia.
Okay. No. That's ours. And I knew that no one would know that. So I'm glad you made the reference.
Chose not to. Sorry about that, everyone.
since it is pretty certain that if Hirohito had to spend his time working at interesting non-scientific tasks in order to obtain the necessities of life, he would not have felt deprived because he didn't know all about the anatomy and life cycles of marine animals. Little dig there from him. Like, Unabomber's like, your science is dumb, bitch. You should have learned physics and math and shit.
And also, he just came up with a way to escape his own little trap and then just traps him again.
Isn't bomb making his surrogate activity, or log cabin building his surrogate activity?
I suppose you're right. And I suppose his argument is, yes, I too am a victim of the system.
No, yeah, true, it would be. On the other hand, the pursuit of love and sex, for example, is not a surrogate activity. Fuck yeah. Sweet. We can still have sex, Jordan.
Sick.
Hell yeah. Ted's ideal world.
Thanks, Ted.
Because most people, even if their existence were otherwise satisfactory, would feel deprived if they passed their lives without ever having a relationship with a member of the opposite sex. But that got sad. I feel like Ted would have actually been a self-described incel in the modern years.
I mean, he wasn't he? Just
yeah, he
factually was an incel.
Yeah.
And an incel for exactly the same reasons that incels think that they're incels as well.
But he does say here, but pursuit of an excessive amount of sex, more than one really needs, can be a surrogate activity. So that's an insult to all those Stacys out there, fucking all their Chads and stuff, or whatever the incel lingo is. Pour one out for my Ted.
They're also not really happy.
Yeah, you have to have the exact amount of sex that Ted wants. That's
how you achieve
true happiness.
Oh, so good. And also, how do you achieve happiness? Literally be a loner in the woods. I don't agree with his end point, which is always the same thing when it comes to anybody who has the solution to all of our long-term problems. So it's honestly, it's exactly the same as Karl Marx, right? Like, it's just like, you read Karl Marx's dissertations and dissection of capitalism, and he's just bang on the money. It's still used to this day. It's one of the most thorough critiques of anything ever. It's undeniable. There's been so many people that tried to disprove it over the years, and yet Marx is still it's still taught to this day because it's irrefutable. Then it comes to his solutions, and it's like, well, that's not going to work. And I think it's just the same with him. It's like, so what do? I suggest we make bombs out of acorns and mail them to random people. It's like, what?
Just destroy everything.
Yeah, but like in a really dumb, small way. As long as they don't have cruel owners, which I'm betting will be taken out of the equation. But sorry, go on.
I was going to say that. I often say that. I often, like, I'm feeling frustrated from a hard day of work. Things aren't going my way or whatever. I look at my cats. They've spent the last 18 hours laying in a slightly warm spot on a carpet, cleaning themselves slowly and then sleeping the rest of the time. And I'm like,
slowly
waiting for me to feed them at a designated time later on in the night. And I'm like, damn, that existence actually seems great.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. But again,
stretching out.
It probably wouldn't be a rewarding existence. You wouldn't feel fulfilled.
It's just, I every time I ever look at my dog, I always think, is there anything else you want to be doing?
No.
Because it seems like, exactly, like it seems like when they want something, they come up to you and you know what they want and you give it to them and then they just go back to sleep.
Yeah, but they don't feel, they feel fulfilled by base things like that. They don't have any concept of society. We do. We have deeper ambitions, let's say.
But don't you think that that's what's going to happen? We're just going to go up to robots and be like, and they'll be like, do you want more Lego? And they'll be like,
Yeah, what a fucking...
And then you get more.
What a fantastic future you've envisioned where we're stumbling mutes. They can't even verbalize things because we have been so conditioned by society or the systems into just being dumb, docile creatures.
You know what? Maybe because AI are so intelligent, they will just see our form of language and communication the same way we see our cats and dogs as communicating to us. Yeah. Because when it comes to dogs, I feel, and cats, I feel like that there is some limited capacity of verbal communication between the two.
Oh yeah,
of
for
us.
sure.
Yeah. They'd probably think the same about us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrifying. I don't want to live in a system like that. I'm sorry, I don't. It sounds great to you. I don't know why it sounds great to you. I think you are more ambitious than you give yourself credit for. Like, again, I think a lot of this text is self-identification of his own inner turmoil and how he felt powerless in a modern society, which is why it's so accurate, because it is an honest introspection.
Isn't that interesting?
Hmm.
Manifesto might not even be the right word. It's sort of just like a prose or a lamentation or something.
I was going to say a diary, but yeah.
A diary.
A Reddit thread.
It's a Reddit thread. And there goes one of the most updated Reddit threads in human history.
Oh, if only he had I wish he was allowed Reddit in prison.
Yeah.
Let him have it. What's he going to do?
He'd be a lot less violent and a lot more annoying. And at the end of the day, I don't know which one's a bigger crime.
I want to read his manifesto on like Stacey's and stuff, like women. Like I really want to know how incel
do
it got.
you need to read it?
No, I don't.
I'm telling you, there's enough incel Reddit threads out there to know exactly what he would have thought about it.
Yeah.
You can piece it together from his progeny.
It is kind of wild to think, because he even identifies having sex as a natural process of the power process, or a reward of the power process. So it is interesting to think about how different it would have actually turned out if he just did get laid.
I'm going to say...
President
honestly,
of the United States.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
The greatness he could
Reagan with his hard rhetoric.
The greatness he could have achieved. Okay.
Holy fuck. That's a really funny thought, that like the difference between a president and the Unabomber is getting laid. And kind of true, dude. Because don't you think, honestly, the history of American presidents is a history of whoever is the coolest option.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And what does that mean at the end of the day?
Getting
It
laid.
basically just means your ability to get pussy. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that would explain why there's been no female presidents so far.
Their inability to get pussy.
Actually, that is lesbian erasure. My bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need a lesbian candidate to run. And actually, if you think about it, I'm honestly being sincere when I say this. You wouldn't know this in Australia, but I honestly think one of the coolest politicians we have is Penny Wong. She's a Chinese lesbian in Australia. And dude, it's just more point to it. She can get pussy. That's why.
Yeah, the masses respect it. They don't respect the Unabomber crying about not getting pussy. So we truly are the modern day philosophers. Do so respectfully, of course. Or don't. I don't care.
Don't be rude.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Insult me all you want. Just don't insult Jordan.
Poor defenseless Jordan.
We can't insult Jordan, otherwise he won't show up naked to next week's episode. I'll be
too scared for that. I'll come in fully clothed.
Wearing a bulletproof vest.
What a tragedy that would be.
You're going to have to get jacked by the time we do our naked episode.
All right, that's a good goal, actually. Thank you.